What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another Man City reaction video, where today we're going to be reacting to Man City's needed 3-2 victory at home against Leeds United in the Premier League. A game that's got many talking points, and I'm going to do my best to try and digest all of them in this video. So, just Man City below par. Let's cast our minds back to the context before this game. A week ago against Newcastle United, bullied in midfield, struggled to gain any momentum. Not a very good performance once more on the road by Man City, and in back-to-back on the road games in the Premier League, it's just not been very good. Aston Villa away, Newcastle away. So we wanted a response heading into our midweek game in the Champions League against Bayer Leverkusen, where we knew with a win that Man City are in a really solid position when it comes to finishing in them all-important top 8 spots, because that would not only send Man City to the last 16 of the Champions League, it gives us home advantage in the last 16 for the second leg, and also it gives us 2 games less in the Champions League when it comes to the all-important squad management when we hit February time. So that's very important. And we lost that game because we chose to make 10 changes rather than have a look and assess, put your full first strength team out and see what you do, and then, do a bit of rotation, 3-4 players here, 3-4 players here against Leeds, maybe another 3 or 4 players against Fulham, and then you just continue with that, just 3-4 changes per game, and you keep your squad nice and healthy that way, rather than making them 10 changes, because them 10 changes really not only put City under pressure in this game against Leeds, but also takes our momentum away, and we could do with getting some momentum sooner rather than later. So we lost that game by 2-0. We move on into this Premier League game against Leeds United, and I've described this next week as basically a cup final for Man City. It's for me, we want to win the Premier League come May. We've got to be beating Leeds United, which thankfully we've managed to do. We've got to be beating Fulham midweek, and we've got to be beating Sunderland next weekend as well. Now, as hoping that, our squad's nice and fresh, we're going to turn up, be able to score 4 or 5 goals, put a statement win out there to say, do you know what? We do know what we're doing. We are serious about winning the Premier League, and we head into these couple more games against Fulham and against Sunderland full of confidence. And yet, I sit here and I've not taken much confidence away from Man City's performance yesterday against Leeds United. First half from City was fine. It was great to see Matheus Nunes getting forward, grabbing an assist, making things happen in terms from an attacking point of view. And Phil Foden, I think the shining star for Man City, once more trying to suggest that, he is well and truly back. He's back to his best. He's going to help to try and score goals and make things happen. And I think that was one of the big successes from Man City in this game. I think the other big success, because we've had so much over-reliance on Erling Haaland scoring goals, that Erling Haaland's entitled to have a few quiet games and, barely making any touches, not making much happen. And that's what happened in this game. And I'm going to forgive Erling Haaland, because he's been by far the most standout player at Man City this season. And really what we've been looking for is other players ready to step up when Erling Haaland isn't having his best of games, and that's what's happened here. So to be able to score 3 goals, and Erling Haaland's not scored any of them, and we've managed to win the game, I think that's a big step in the right direction. It was great to see a couple of goals from Phil Foden, a couple of well-taken goals from Phil Foden as well. Matheus Nunes just cuts it back. Phil Foden, inside the first minute, I think it was 58 seconds, scoring what was, at the time, the quickest goal in the Premier League this season, before the evening game between Everton and Newcastle. Newcastle's managed to take that by an extra second, so they've now got the quickest goal of the Premier League season. But you're always putting yourself in a good position when after 1 minute you're scoring the opening goal and you're making things happen. Leeds are under pressure already. We continue to build up and create chances and make things happen, and by the 25th minute, Joško Vardiel, Man City making something happen from a corner. There was quite a lengthy VAR check, but eventually they said the goal would stand, and we go 2-0 up, and it's that all-important 2-goal cushion. So first half, everything perfectly fine, and you're expecting Man City in the second half to continue with the same. With Leeds United, they're always going to try and find a bit of space, because the Man City play with such a high line, you are going to get opportunities, but Leeds weren't making anything happen in that first half, so they've come out no pressure on them. No one's expecting them to get a result and see if they can make things happen. And once Leeds United had found a way to get that Man City backline under pressure is when we were really struggling, because when you've got players running at the City defence, they run like headless chicken. They're all over the place, and once more our defence just exposed. I spoke about this for the last couple of weeks about defensively, City just seem to be all over the place, and there could be numerous amounts of reasons, but I look towards Matheus Nunes for me making two big errors, not getting rid of the ball and clearing the ball, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin doing what you'd expect a Premier League striker to do, which is to expect that the ball goes to his feet, that if the ball does go to his feet, he's in the right place at the right time to tuck the ball home past the keeper and score a goal. And that's exactly what happened. And just after the restart into the second half is not a good time for Man City to concede, and 2-0 can be. It's always great to have that killer 2-goal cushion. It gives you a bit of leeway, because a 1-goal cushion, it can get towards the latter parts of the game very much squeaky bum time. We don't want squeaky bum time. We want things to be as cool and as confident and comprehensive as possible. So 2-0 can be very dangerous, because obviously all the momentum turns. Leeds United score, they half the deficit, got their tails up, and they're going to take the game to Man City, and we're going to be under pressure, and our defence at the best of times looks weak and looks frail. And once more, mistakes being made. Joško Vardiol with his challenge. It was a clearer penalty you're going to see. It's late. He doesn't win the ball. It's just a reckless, needless challenge. Now, thankfully, Donnarumma managed to make a save from Lucas Nemica's penalty. The only downside is it's save managed to rebound straight into the path of Nemica to tuck back home from the rebound, and Nemica grabbing a goal against his former club as well. And Leeds United, in the space of 23 minutes, managed to go from 2-0 down against Manchester City, a team that's currently in the relegation zone, struggling for any form, and we've blown a 2-goal lead. And it's safe to say that things went very south then for Manchester City. And what City did do, and I'll give them credit for it, is they managed to show tremendous mental strength to be able to gain control of the game once more, create opportunities, and most importantly, because trust me, this video would be going in a very different direction roundabout now, that Phil Foden managed to find the winner in the 91st minute. A very well taken goal, and Phil Foden definitely the man of the match here for Manchester City. So we end up winning the game. We pick up the all-important 3 points, and we can keep an eye today on what happens between Chelsea and Arsenal, in the hope that we're going to be seeing somebody dropping points. It'd be nice to see Chelsea win the game. They might go second, but we're only 4 points behind Arsenal once more, so the damage from last weekend's loss against Newcastle away from home isn't felt as much. Arsenal end up winning that game. That's a big step for them towards the Premier League title, but it does keep Manchester City in second place. And if they end up drawing that game, we're going to go 5 points behind Arsenal, but it will keep us above Chelsea. So something's going to happen this weekend, and I'm hoping it's going to be Arsenal dropping points so we can look to try and get them under pressure ASAP. So that's the context of the league table and the win for Manchester City. I think, though, that we rested 10 players midweek for a performance here against Leeds United that was, for me, in that second half, very under par from Manchester City, and the players need to have a serious think about what they want to achieve and where they want to go, because we've got no real rest, and we've got no real time to prepare for our next game against Fulham, who are going to be full of confidence after picking up a very impressive away victory yesterday against Tottenham Hotspur. So that's going to be a really difficult game of football, and City have got to get in the zone. They've got to be tight defensively. They've got to make sure that they're creating opportunities and putting their opportunities into the back of the net, and they're persevering in what is a very big week here for Man City, because if we can go to Fulham and win, and we can beat Sunderland at home, all of a sudden we're looking at Man City into the 30 points, and hopefully we'll have made a couple of points gain on Arsenal, and we're not too far away from where we want to be. And you're back in form after back-to-back losses. It'd be 3 consecutive wins, and that's the kind of response that you're looking for. So these next couple of games are absolutely massive for Manchester City. We've got to try and make things happen. For Leeds United, I think they can take a lot of confidence away from their performance in that second half against City, and they need to try and carry that confidence forward to see if they can start picking up some more points, because there's no real damage done as of yet towards the bottom of the table. Obviously, they're going to be keeping an eye on Nottingham Forest result from today against Brighton at home, and West Ham as well, playing against Liverpool at home, so they'll be hoping that they'll drop points, so it won't be too much damage done, and Leeds United can continue to try and push and go forward. And if they can play a full 90 minutes like they played that second half, I think they've got every chance of staying in the Premier League. So we'll see what does happen. I think Leeds United showed the fighting spirit there. I think there's a good team somewhere there. They just need to find that consistency. And when you're under no pressure and you're playing against Man City, and you're playing against a real good team, you want to put a point out there. That's great. But Leeds United, ultimately, when it comes to staying up in the Premier League, it's about picking up results against the teams around you. And if there's points on the table that you can try and take them, and if you've got 3 points available, you've got to take them as well. And I did think to myself, the final 20 minutes of yesterday's game, that Leeds United, they'll look at it and think that they're very unlucky and perhaps should have come away with a point from the Etihad Stadium. But the crucial part is they haven't come away with a point, and that point could be the difference between staying in the Premier League and not staying in the Premier League. However, if come the end of the season Leeds United are relegated, it's not going to be down to their results against teams who are finishing towards the top end of the Premier League. It'll come down to what are the results looking like against teams around them and the teams down there. Games that you look on paper and you say Leeds United should be winning that game and have got to win that game but haven't won that game. They're the kind of results, the big 6 pointers, that decide if you are going to go down or if you are going to stay in the Premier League. So massive games coming up for City, massive games coming up for Leeds United as well. And for me now, as we hit into December, this is where the Premier League gets really exciting, because if you can find form in December, trust me, you're going to have a very good season come the end of the season. It's the perfect time for me, because games are coming thick and fast, to start getting over the previous bad results and start to get some momentum. And if you can pick up a lot of real good results through December, you put yourself in a really strong position heading into the second half of the season. So we've picked up a win, that's all that matters, and we move on to the next games. But defensively, I'm very concerned. Joško Vardiel, I didn't think had a brilliant defensive game. Matheus Nunes didn't have a brilliant defensive game. Donnarumma going down, obviously it all gets added on, and Man City ultimately ended up scoring in added time. I will add it was in the 91st minute, so I don't think that's had any impact on the game. And when Donnarumma did go down with his non-injury, Leeds United a few minutes later did end up scoring from him. So there was nothing to be gained from Man City, but there are certain teams out there who do tend to do their players go down, in particular goalkeepers, and they'll fake injuries. So you can go to the touchline, get a team talk, look to try and change the momentum, have a bit of a breather, and try and just turn the game through. You have tactical fouls. I'll call it a tactical injury. Your play's got to stop if the goalkeeper goes down. And yesterday for City, it was as clear as day. And I'm not a big fan of it. I really am not a big fan of it. We're playing a team that's in the relegation zone. You get your team talk at half time. You know what you need to do. You're professional football players. Go out there and do what you need to do. If there's, if there's a message that needs to go across, do it the good old-fashioned way. Make the note to the substitute. The substitute can go on. They can hand a piece of paper to the player with the certain message, or you can speak verbally to a player and give them that message, rather than having to go down and try and look to tinker and tactically do things. Because I can understand the Leeds frustration. I wouldn't like it if it was done against us. So I'm not going to sit here and defend City when we do it. If I wouldn't like it if another team did it against us. And I don't think it's it for the things that we should be doing. So you're going to do everything you can to try and win the game, but we picked up 3 points. I think that's all that matters. I think the only other talking point that I can think of from this game is the amount of Leeds fans in the home end. It's caused a lot of bother yesterday, and I do think Man City need to be doing a lot more when it comes to trying to keep fans safe in the stadium, because 3 o'clock kickoffs, people have had a lot to drink before the game, and I imagine people will be going out afterwards on a Saturday evening, payday weekend and everything, heading towards December. Christmas markets run and everything. So there was quite a bit of bother yesterday inside the stadium, and I think City could do a little bit more to keep fans safe inside the stadium and do a little bit more when it comes to their ticket policy. I know lots of Leeds fans getting in through hospitality because they're paying the big money. So you could be a neutral, you could be a City fan, you could be a Leeds fan. There's no current restrictions, but you've got to try and keep people safe. I've heard in some of the hospitalities that there were gangs of people and things were happening and stuff. So not good, and I think that's just something that City need to evaluate, address quickly, and get things sorted so it doesn't happen again. And I'm sorry to the City fans that it did happen to, because it shouldn't have happened in the first place. There's a reason why you have segregated home ends and away ends, because you're going to get bother. And yesterday saw a bit of the ugly side of it, saw a bit of the ugly side of football on the pitch and off the pitch, unfortunately. And yeah, it's a shame to end, what was in the end a good 3 points for Man City with a lot of sour notes. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned on and off the field for City. And we've got a game against Fulham now on Tuesday evening, and there's not a lot of recovery time to get yourselves mentally and physically prepared. So I suspect there will be a bit of rotation. And if I'm Pep Guardiola, I'm looking at that game, I'm thinking, you're going to need a bit of pace at the back, you need a bit of power at the back. So you're looking towards the likes of John Stones, Kadir Husinov, probably going to be in line to be starting that game. So we'll see what does happen. I also do think we need to find more ways of getting Omar Marmoush more minutes. Just having him do short couple of minute cameos at the end of games just isn't enough for a striker who knows where the back of the net is, who knows how to score goals and to make things happen. So I just think there's squad management, there's plenty of games coming up, lots of need for rotation. We need the squad now more than ever. We've got to try and make things happen. And if you are a squad rotated player, when you get given your opportunity, you've got to grab it with both hands. You've got to do a lot better than we did midweek against Bayer Leverkusen. If you're a starting 11 player, that second half, you've got to do a lot better than you did in that second half against Leeds United as well. Because, again, this video could have gone very far south had Phil Foden not found that goal. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned. I thought we got away with it. Some could suggest it's what Premier League champions do, scoring late on. And, you're in a pickle, you're 2-0 up, you've blown it, you're 2-2, and you find a way to come back and pick up the 3 points. But defensively, lots for City to think about. In midfield, lots of things for City to think about. Fortunately, not as much reliance on Erling Haaland, so hopefully we can get Erling Haaland firing on all cylinders again for the Fulham game, and hopefully we can get other players chipping in with goals, and we can start to dominate games and build on games. And if we're going 1-0 up, go find a way to go 2-0 up, and if you're going 2-0 up, not having teams half the deficit, finish the game off, get a third. Game's done and dusted, heads start to drop. You can start either rotating from there, or you can start building and looking to see if you can score 4, 5, 6 goals like the old Manchester City could. Because at the minute, I don't know, not quite right. And I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on today's video. Lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe. If you're new around here, it is free to subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day with all the latest City content here on YouTube, so do subscribe. Apologies, by the way, that this video wasn't up yesterday. I got home late, so I thought, should I do it now? And I thought, the algorithm's going to get killed off overnight, so I thought probably better for me to do it in the morning, sleep on it, and real think about what I want to say rather than just rush into doing the video when I got back. So done it this morning, so apologies that it's a bit later, but we'll be back again tomorrow with a preview for the Fulham game and also my Premier League predictions. Don't forget, social media links are in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next City video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. Peace. Ciao for now.